Hey everybody, Steven here, and today I have the Actigun Massager. This is the Ace. They have 3 different models. This is the highest tiered one. This is, they do this thing where, and all these companies do this, where they say it's a particular price and then they essentially slash that price and give you this discounted price, but it's just, that's always the same price. This is listed for $169, very comparable to the Vox Pres that I've actually covered here on the channel. Right now, if you do a coupon, it's like Cyber Off, I believe, you get an additional $30 off of that. So this brings us down to what, $139? So good price point with this, especially with some of the specs. So one of the reasons why I said yes to this actually has to do with the specs, but let's look at this thing. So there it is. So it looks similar to some of the other ones I've used here on the channel that really mimic kind of like the Hypervolt, but the difference here is how this actually raises up. Has that curve in the back. This also has an LCD screen on the back where it's going to tell you the speed and then the battery life. This comes with, what, 6 different attachments? So another reason why I agreed to this one is actually it has the biggest like foam dome attachment that I've seen out of any of these. So I've talked about this with the other videos. If you're looking at these, a lot of times it's gonna boil down to what are you specifically looking for, because some are gonna meet those needs better than others. And with this one, this in terms of the RPMs is the highest at 3,500 RPMs out of any of the guns I've used. And then this also has this very, very large foam dome here. So for soft, sensitive tissue, whatever that may be, we talk about underneath the ribs here, maybe along the head, which is what I'm excited to use this with. This may be the gun that works for you. But also because it has that 3,500 RPMs, this is gonna most likely be the most powerful. I couldn't find info on the stroke length. The Exo gun, I've covered that on the channel, that had 16 millimeters. That's the largest that I've used. Most of these range 12 to 14 typically. My assumption is this is 12. But let's get into the specs really, really quick before I just start hopping in here. So specs with this, it says it's equipped with a 12 volt, 2,550 milliamp ion battery. The interesting thing with that is it says that, and then in the picture here, it's actually, I guess, a different model because it says model name Pro 3, which this one says, but for the battery, I don't know if they just had the battery size wrong. It says 3,000 milliamps, but that's only on the picture because the battery right here says the 2550. This massager can work up to 20 hours continuously. I'm assuming that's at level 1 because this has 30 levels. We're gonna look at the Vox Pro here as just like a size comparison here in a little bit. And with that one has 6 levels. So this one has 1 to 30. So another big draw here is anybody that wants that spectrum. Yeah, the 6 settings there are awesome, but maybe I want some of those in-between ones that I just can't actually get with that. This is gonna fit that bill. So with this, we have, in terms of the levels, 1,500 for level 1, and it's essentially gonna notch up with this. So we have the plus or minus on the back, and then it has when you're getting to the big number, typically is how this works. We'll test this here in a second. So when it goes, you have all the way up to 10, and then 10 is gonna be 1, right? But let's see what this says right here. So level indicator, level 1, 1,500 RPMs, level 2, 1,900 RPMs, level 3, 2,300 RPMs, level 4, 2,700 RPMs, level 5, 3,100 RPMs. Most of these end up peaking at 32, 3,300. And then this one goes up to the 3,500 RPMs. We have the 60 millimeter. This is gonna be the big, what does that say, globosity head? Globosity. And then we have the 50 millimeter. This is standard size. Then beyond that, we're gonna have our bullet here, which is, they say, the A head. We have our flat one here, which is just the small flat head. D head, I guess it looks like a D that way, right? This one you can actually scrape. I do like these. And then we have our U, on this one they say Y head right here. This is gonna be for like along the cervical spine or just your spine in general. So I think that's it with what I want to cover in terms of specs. I think there was one other one with charging. Battery should be charged 4 to 5 hours when the battery runs out. That's how long it takes to actually charge this thing up. You will also get you get 2 rubberized fitting replacements. I like when they include that just in case. Essentially what happens when they start to wear down, you're gonna hear the rattle. It's gonna be a lot louder. So let's get this thing pulled up. I wanna use this scraper first. All right, so on the bottom, turn that on. It illuminates. We have our plug here also. This is standard. You're gonna find this across any of the larger ones here. It does look like it shows I do like when they have the little LED here to let you know that it's charging. Some of them I've had, they don't have any light indicator. But with this is pretty standard. So let's increase the speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, let's go all the way up. Because I do want to double check. All right, so speed goes up to 30. So then it would be 5 level increments, right? We just divide that by the 6. That is quiet. I think it said it goes like on their website, and I'll make sure it pops up on the screen here what that actual decibel level is, but it's like, it's low. I think it peaks at 45 at the highest setting here. That's super quiet. Let's see how it feels though. Feels good. I like the flathead. Not all of them come with this flathead, this D head here. I didn't see anything on pressure, how much pressure or weight you can actually put behind this before it stalls out, so that stall force there. Let's bring this down though. Let's go level 15. Good grip, feels good in the hands in terms of the grip. I like the material on the outside here. This doesn't change colors. I know some of them it's like a battery indicator. On the back here it does say battery 60%, right? So, yeah, it feels good. Carrying case is standard with most of these. Sometimes they put their name on it, sometimes not. And then I'm assuming I can just turn that off, yeah. But the big one I want to get to right here, this massive 60 millimeter globosity dome. We have the touch screen on the back versus like the physical buttons that the box pre has here, which is going to be a little bit different. Whoa, I didn't put that in all the way. Let's try that again. Ooh, that fitting looks different. That's why. I didn't actually make that snug. That's actually fitting in there a little bit weird. I might have to change that out. It's like mushing up. Let me turn that on again. Let me try the other one. That's odd. Yeah, that looks fine. Wonder if I have to switch this out, because what's happening is as I'm pushing it in, it's literally, and it doesn't look the same as the other ones. The other ones have multiple rubber points on them. I don't know if because this is bigger, they just literally don't look the same. That might be the issue here. So let's get this thing changed out. Just roll it off the end. There it is. And then we will slide this guy on here. Let's see how that's gonna go. Yeah, if we can. All right. There we go. Yeah, those do not look the same. Huh, I wonder why they went that route. Because that didn't work. It still wanted to bunch up on me. Let's see if I can hold it down. All right, let's just see if it works. I have a feeling that's going to pop out again. Kind of looks like it's scooting up. We'll see. No, it's holding fine. I'm not going to use that high level on that. Yeah, that's odd. But the big one for me is like I use this when I start getting migraines or headaches and I know it's tension based. Like this soft dome against my head feels amazing. So that's a big draw for me because the other ones you can't really use them on your head, at least without anything on. If I put a hoodie on and I put the hood actually up, or if I have a beanie or something like that, that's okay. But yeah, sensitive tissue, like I mentioned, underneath the ribs, anywhere, right? If you had to get into your armpit, you're not probably going to use one of those other ones necessarily if the skin is very sensitive. Literally on my ribs, and it works good, right? Your feet, another big one. The top of my foot, sometimes I need to actually do a little bit of tissue work there. This is the one you're going to want to use. We'll peel that out. Yeah, so I guess something to keep in mind, it comes with a different fitting there. Let's try their overall one. This one should work fine. And so this flathead here is like your standard. If you're curious about like which one you would probably leave on there the most, it's going to be this one. And so just working on the legs here. Yeah, and you can put some force behind it. The big thing here, and I've mentioned it with the other guns, yeah, let's say, because on average what I see in terms of stall force is 40 to 60 pounds for a lot of these. You look at the Vox Pro, this goes up to 80. That's one of the reasons why it's the Pro. So let's say this is in between. This is 60 pounds of stall force here. You're really wanting the gun to do most of the work. I don't need to just jam this into my body, right? Now, a lot of people will. You can hear the motor starting to stall. So it's probably more like 40 potentially. And that's not even turned all the way up also. That's something to keep in mind. There we go. But I want to let the gun do the work. If I sit here and do that like you hear, you're messing with the motor. And this is for all of them. You're more than likely at some point going to burn out that motor. Let the gun do the work, right? Something interesting with this also, I guess their brand, maybe it's their regular one, just the Actigun. It was featured on the Kelly Clarkson show. But here's just a comparison between these two, right? The Vox Pro here. So this one has 6 levels. I don't even know if it's charged up. Ooh, this has a lot of force to it. So let me run these at the same time. And I'll just go off feel. What do these feel like? So this one is probably gonna have a larger stroke length than this. This may be doing more revolutions per minute, or percussion per minute is the other word that they use. Ooh. But this one, for me at this point, like it hurts, it's so powerful. This one's not gonna be the case. So it may be doing more, like I said, in terms of the percussions per minute, but it doesn't feel as powerful as that. Prices for these are comparable. That can be $200, but a lot of times on their website it'll show for $169. This one's also way quieter. So maybe if noise is a factor for you, this might be something to consider with this. So it's got a lot going for it. I think with, I like the LCD screens when you can get them on here and the range up to the 30, so you get those in between spaces. After the little issue with this, but getting it fixed where we actually put this rubberized fitting on it, I mean, this is gonna be something I'm gonna use a lot, to be honest. Because of, like I said, I like to get a lot of tissue, especially not only on the top of my head, but I'll get into my jaw as well. I'm not really gonna use this, it's just gonna hurt too much. In terms of the aesthetics, I like kind of like the matte finish to it. Also, the little curve with it just makes it a little bit more stylized. Carrying case is standard, so I think that's good. It looks like we have vents here on the bottom for the heat to actually escape with this. And the fact that it comes with, 6 attachments. Vox Pre comes with 5, right? 2, 4, no, it comes with 6 also. So this is gonna come with metal, 2 heads that actually have like a metal finish to it though. I do like these because they glide along the skin really well. And then I do have the Vox Mini here, just to show you the difference between, because it doesn't look like they have mini guns yet, but just to show you the difference with the size here, this being the Mini, right? Huge difference. And that's gonna be across any of these. this is just going to be a lot smaller. Any of the minis are going to be a lot smaller. So, and I've covered that in another video. If you're looking for something that's a little bit maybe travel friendly, usually you're leaning into those minis. But this is pretty solid with what they have going for it. So I'm going to make sure that there is a link. They do accept Apple Pay, PayPal. I'm assuming shipping, it'll get to you usually in 1 to 2 weeks. I did not find this brand on Amazon, but if I end up finding it, I will make sure that those links are in the description as well. That's my first preference. If it's on Amazon, because I can get it in 2 days. If it's not on Amazon, the next thing I look at is payments. Do they accept PayPal, Amazon Pay, Apple Pay, one of those processing variations where it's just not as risky. Last thing I want is that you guys buy something like this, you don't get it, and you've waited a while for it, and then it's one of those you can't even dispute the claim, right, with your credit card company. So with this, I do like that they have those payment options as well. And if you use that, I don't know how long it's gonna last, but if you use that discount code, I mean, you'll get this for $30 off the $169. So that's gonna be it for this one though. I am impressed with this thing. Very solid performance with this. What are you looking for? Are you looking for that soft dome attachment? Do you want something that's super quiet? Are you looking for something that has 6 attachments versus most just come with 4, the standard 4? Which the standard 4, by the way, and we'll do it this way. This D and this big half dome here, this globosity dome here, these are the 2 that you're not gonna get with most other massage guns. They may have different ones on top of that, but if you're looking for those 2 attachments in particular, this is gonna be the gun for you as well. So that's gonna be it for this one, everybody. If you like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.